What is up, guys? This is iMarkzman here, bringing you my quickscoping tips video. I know a lot of you guys have been asking for this, and I've got a free-for-all on Fallen using the Barrett. I end up winning with 25 to 10, and it's not the greatest game in the world, but I know a lot of you big guys have been asking for a tips video, so yeah, here it is. Also, I wanted to say, I know a lot of you have been asking for a class setup as well, which I actually put in this video. But there's just not enough room in the video for me to get everything in I wanted, because I've got quite a few classes, and also I wanted to do like if you guys had just started sniping, or if you hadn't sniped before, then I could do classes that maybe you guys could use, probably make it easier. Maybe if you're a bit more advanced at sniping, that kind of class. Not sure if you guys get what I mean by that, but I didn't want to just put out videos of all my classes just waffling on about them. I want to make it more helpful, so I didn't want to cram it all in one video, and there's quite a few things I have to talk about in this one regarding tips and such. So yeah, I'll get on with that. There are a couple of things I could point out. There's not really, you can't teach someone how to quickscope. You can give them tips and that kind of thing, but you can't really show someone how to do it. It's just using a sniper but faster, if that makes any sense. So yeah, my first tip, and the main one, I know this is going to sound pretty obvious, but it's practice. Just keep at it. If you go in a game, it's your first ever game using a sniper, you're probably not going to do very great. I mean, when I first started back in COD 4, I just died over and over, but I was so determined to get better at it, I just kept going and kept going. And I would strongly recommend keeping at it. It might be hard. You might go in a game and not get any kills and get like 30 deaths. But just keep at it. My second point is hard scoping. If you hard scope, that's good. Don't feel like you have to run around in ground war or something and quick scope every person you see. You don't. If you hard scope, that's going to give you a better feel for your sniper, and if you've put a higher sensitivity on, which I'll get to in a sec, that's going to help you out as well, because you're going to be getting used to it and that kind of thing. So don't be afraid to hard scope. That's going to help you. That's going to help you in the quick scoping. Number 3 is sensitivity. This is a pretty obvious one as well. If you play on a sensitivity below 5, you're probably not going to do that great. Maybe that's just my opinion, but I play with a very high sensitivity. I find it way easier to snipe with, and I wouldn't be able to go anything below 8 because it's just too slow. What I would recommend is you go 2 or 3 above what you're using at the minute if you are below 5. And yeah, it's going to feel terrible when you first start. You're going to be running around looking at the sky and shooting God knows where, but you'll get used to it. It's like when I came over to Xbox and PS3, it was just horrible because of the controller, but you do get used to it. So yeah, sensitivity, it's good to have a sensitivity above 6. Around 7's good. 7's a really good one to use if you're just starting out. If you're already on 7, try pumping it up to 8. Staying around 8, you can really get it going around there. And also button layout, I use tactical. I think you'll find a lot of other people who snipe use it. Mainly it's just because of the crouching. I don't know if you noticed, but in pretty much every kill I get, I crouch afterwards. I don't know why, it's a habit. But honestly, it makes knifing a little bit more difficult, but you can drop shot. If you're not using a sniper, or even if you are, you can drop shot so much easier, and it's just so much more useful. But again, that's going to take a while to get used to. So, but yeah, I definitely recommend that, going on tactical layout. Number 4, try out different snipers. If you're using, apart from the Dragunov, don't touch that gun, that's horrible. But yeah, try out the different snipers. If you don't like one, move on to the next. And I don't mean jump from one to another constantly, because then you'll just confuse yourself all the more. If you haven't unlocked the MSI yet, which in my opinion is the best sniper in the game, then I would use the L11, because that's pretty much just as good, and you unlock it at like level 1, I think, or something. But yeah, try out different guns, get used to them, see which one you find best, and yeah, roll with that. The next point I'm going to make is about perks. I'm going to be talking a little bit more about this in my video coming up soon, and my class setup and such. But I'll run over it quickly in here. If you need to be using Quick Draw as your second perk, because that's pretty much I mean, you could use Assassin and run around, but the way this game plays and the speed at which it plays, you're going to need to be playing quickly, ideally. So Quick Draw is pretty much essential for Quickscoping. For the third perk, I would go for Marksman if you haven't played so much before. If you're not into that, not too into sniping, and you've just started, or you're finding trouble with it, use Marksman. You're going to be able to see people from further away, and if you're hard scoping, then obviously you've got the Pro, which is very useful, makes it like 3 times longer. So if you started out, use Marksman. If you're a bit more confident, you're running around a bit more, use Steady Aim, only for the Pro, unless you feel like no-scoping everybody. And getting it Pro can be a pain if you haven't already. But yeah, it is worth it if you're a bit of a faster player. For the first perk, Sleight of Hand, obviously. The only thing I would change it out for is if you're playing game modes like Ground War or Drop Zone, where I would use Blind Eye instead, because it's incredibly useful, and if you don't, then you find yourself getting gunned down by sentries, air support and that kind of thing. It's just annoying. But if you're in a game like Search or maybe Free For All, then you want to be using Sleight of Hand, because the speed of the reload, if you haven't got it, is horrendous. I'll cover a little bit about proficiencies as well, and attachments. For pretty much every sniper, you want to use extended mags. There's not really any other option you can use. You could use thermal, but honestly there's no point, to be honest. It's just annoying, and if you get into using thermal, then you're going to find you're going to not be able to not use it. I don't know if that makes sense, but I would go with extended mags over pretty much anything else. And for the proficiency, I use speed on all of my classes. That's probably just because I play fast, but you guys will find it a lot easier. I mean, even with a Barrett with speed on, in my opinion, is too slow. Using the MSR with speed is a really good speed to be running at, if that makes sense. But I would go for speed. You could use impact or stability. I don't really see why people use stability. I guess if you're hard scoping more, then maybe, but I would go for speed just because of the mobility of it. If you guys are finding yourself a bit more static, and I'll get onto that in a second, then go with Marksman. go with impact. That's pretty much it for attachments and proficiencies and that kind of thing. And number 6 is don't be static. Move around quite a lot. If you're sitting in a corner the whole game, and I know it sounds weird because you probably know the maps, but you get to learn where people tend to be, and you get to learn how to use the sniper on the move, how to use it, how to hide, how to, that kind of thing. Just movement. Don't be static. I mean, don't rush in either. You've got to kind of balance it out, but try to pick, if you've just started and you're having trouble, then just stick to one corner of them, well, not the corner, but one area, as it were. So you're running around the area, keeping it locked down, that kind of thing. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. There's not many more things I can think about other than, I mean, the main one is definitely just keep at it, don't give up. That's the worst thing you can do. If you play 2 games and then you're like, fuck it, then I'm just going to use the ACR or something. Don't, just keep at it. It will get better. You'll get better. You'll feel yourself get better, and you'll feel yourself improve as you're doing it. So yeah, that's about it. I think I finished the game with like 25 to 10. Not the greatest game in the world, but like I said. And I just want to say, I know I'm not the best sniper in the world at all, but I just wanted to make this video to help you guys out. I don't want to seem cocky, like I know everything. But yeah, if you guys do need any more help, or you want any more tips, don't hesitate to send me a message. And if you need any help and stuff, and let me know how you guys get on. Alright, that's about it. I'll see you guys later.